Yes, yes. The return. Hello, hello. What up, Justin? Oh my goodness. I live. I'm alive. How is everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. I had COVID.
Glad to hear from you.
Yeah. I'm alive. I had COVID. It was the worst. It was about as sad as something could be. It was a straight bummer. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. Lux took care of me. Lux didn't get it, which is nice.
No, I am still very negative. I've been negative for over a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she didn't get it at one. Yeah.
Y'all, the booster's the truth.
The booster's the truth. I've discovered that. The booster's the truth. I'm excited to get my booster, so I don't potentially have to deal with any other, I don't know, variants or bullshit. I hated it. I was so sick. I was so sick. Like, and not in a traditional sick. Like, it started with crazy dreams and fevers. I never once had a respiratory thing. I could smoke through the whole thing. I'm not really coughing up shit. I'm not having a rough time like I thought I would. But boy, was that a rough time. That was horrible. The booster might mess me up, but I wouldn't imagine it'd mess me up as bad as straight COVID to the blood did. And just a reminder to everybody, I'm in the Discord lounge right now. Link in description if you want to hop in the Discord. It was bad. It was so bad. And they're really not messing around. Like, it did feel, I won't lie, kind of like I had something man-made hop up in me. I've never had that particular conjunction of symptoms before. Like, my chest would hurt. Like I'd been punched a bunch. It was so weird. Like my legs felt weak. But I felt my body doing the things that it would do to, like, when it's fighting for oxygen, but I don't have a respiratory infection. I wasn't fighting for oxygen, so I'm like, why is everything so open and feels so expanded? I felt like I could sleep for more than half a day. I could sleep for more than 12 hours in a row. I bet Lux could attest to that. That was crazy. And so they're really not, like, guys, if you haven't had COVID yet, knock on wood and get that vaccine and booster. I mean it. It's the truth. Like I said, Lux never got it when I had to have been contagious in bed next to her.
The night before you tested positive.
The night before I tested positive. Like, I rolled out of bed next to her and tested positive. So the fact that she never got it and is also boosted, vaccinated and boosted, I think that says something. That shit's the truth, man. I'm calling it. I'm putting my gavel down. The vaccine's the truth. The vaccine's the truth. I really do believe that. Get vaccinated. It's worth it. I think it's probably why I didn't go into full crazy symptoms too, is at least the bit of vaccine I had. Which I'll take 8 more shots of that over ever catching COVID again. That was miserable. Miserable.
So did you have your second shot too, or just the first?
Just the first. I had the first shot and then took a shower, went to bed, woke up the next morning, felt like ish. But I kind of felt like ish when I got out of the shower. It was weird. I felt like maybe I got it from our water system. I know I wouldn't feel it immediately, but that's really the only thing I've had contact with. I don't really go out and do a whole lot right now until I get that booster. So, yeah, I don't know. I know that it's watching the level of postponements in the entertainment world happen around Lux has been wild. A lot of big events are being postponed. A lot of breaks are being put on society again. And I know I've said it 1,000 times. I really hope there's a stimulus or something. It would be nice if I could have gotten a check when I came down with COVID, like our friends in the UK get, you know. But yeah, Justin, I only had the vaccine. Only had the vaccine, like the first round of it, of the Moderna. First round of Moderna. And then, like a week, 2 weeks afterward? So I know I didn't catch it from the vaccine. It had to have been some other contaminant. Really, I think it's from the public water. So I don't know if Brita filters even help with that kind of shit.
I have no idea.
I don't even know if Brita filters help with that kind of thing. I don't know. But we put everything through a Brita filter because we're in the desert, so the water here is a little... Ugh. It's hard.
It would probably have to be like a bactostasis one, like a copper zinc filter or something to actually help.
Makes sense, like a bactostate, like you say, yeah, like something that specifically takes care of viruses and bacteria in your water. I think it's something we might, as a population, have to start thinking about. I've not really heard any news outlets talk in that vein, but the more I've thought about it, when I was sick and in bed, that's all I could think was like, man, I had to have gotten this from the water system. From, like, public water. I don't know. Guilty as shit. Don't buy into that alkalized water thing, though. I don't trust that. Only because I balanced pools for a living for a while. So I know a bit about... The alkalinity of the water is not gonna... Don't worry. It's not... What are you doing? You're just gonna have the poopies until you don't have the poopies. And then regular water is just gonna give you the poopies. It's just being tricked into it.
It's your stomach's job to normalize your pH.
Yeah.
Excess stuff for that.
Yeah, you don't want to overuse things like that, in my opinion, either. But I had a particularly kooky upbringing, I think. You know, I had a grandma that didn't really... I don't know, for some reason it stuck with me. No chapstick, no eye drops. I never really use eye drops or chapstick unless I absolutely have to. Like, shit better be bleeding. I trust my body to make enough... tear and spit, and I don't want anything to potentially cause my body to normalize to not making enough.
Don't be talking about spit.
Yeah, you need it. You need spit. You need it. You need spit. You need oh goodness. Lux. That's a really good point. A pastor at a church spat on somebody today. Yesterday, Sunday service.
During service yesterday.
During a Sunday service yesterday, a pastor spat on somebody trying to give him the holy vision.
Rub it all over the face.
Rubbed it all over their face. Said that sometimes the holy vision or whatever, it's not clean or whatever. Wild. Yeah, that happened. Thankfully, nobody spat in my face or anything, and I don't really. Again, I went everywhere in a mask. I was following proto chomos. I really was. Caught that shit anyway. The dreams, though, I had like a Squid Games-esque dreams. I haven't seen Squid Games or whatever. I haven't seen that series yet. I hear it's really good. It vibes like some battle royale shit. I'm into it. I'm into the concept. It's cool. Looks Korean and artsy and cool. But I had a Korean artsy dream. It was really weird. Really, really weird. At night, everybody took this medication and we all had a secret life that we don't remember as these melty abominations. And I was a melty abomination, but I was remembering what was happening in our horrible second nighttime lives. It was horrible. It was like a really bad 80s horror movie made in Korea. For Korea. Bizarre dreams the whole time. The dreams didn't stop. They just got more heart racing and crazy. That was the weirdest symptom, I think, was what it did in my mind. That shit freaked me out. And I felt sad. Felt like a zombie for a minute. Like, oh shit. Gotta keep distance from Lux, which sucks. Who want to stay away from Lux?
I slept.
It's some bullshit.
I slept on the couch for a week.
Yeah. She had it
I
worse.
had to do that when Teddy had a scare.
Ugh.
Sucks.
If I had it worse, but I mean, I don't know. By the tail end of it was starting to feel comfortable.
Ugh. It was the weirdest dreams I've ever had. It was the strangest experience. Again, no respiratory issues though, but my body kept doing things like I had a respiratory infection. Like I felt it happening. Like my body kept doing these almost overcorrecting things that were like buoys in the water that normally let me know I'm sick. Things like, if you've ever taken a hit of acid or two and you feel your airways open up, like you've taken a bunch of antihistamine. LSD was developed to be an antihistamine initially, and it does that to you. It opens your airways. Good LSD does. And I was having that happen. It was happening to me. Like my body was gasping for air, but I was like, bitch, my breaths are fine. My oxygen levels are fine. I know it. So I don't know. It was bizarre. But again, I felt like lethargic and like I'd had the snot kicked out of me in my chest area. It was hard to like stay cognitive and do things for more than a few hours at a time. Like if a military was to get hit with this shit, this is why I kept thinking it was it's like something made by humans or something. Like we've talked about the conspiracy of it being biowarfare on the channel before. Man, let me tell you, if even a vaccinated army of people caught one of these variants, boy, they're not moving fast for a while. It would shut a platoon of people down for sure. It is some rough business, man. And again, all the shout outs in the world to Lux. Lux kept me alive through it. Kept us alive through it. It was really hard. You have to kind of shut life down when the house has COVID. Shout out special guest. Special guest hooked it up with a grocery run, man.
That too.
Yo.
Thank you so much.
Oh, man. Special guest. Saving the day, man. That's my best friend. Q best friend music. People, let me tell you about my copyrights. They're copyright strikes. Yeah, I can't play that kind of music. And now I can't screen share audio from a Mac. Did you hear about this, Justin? About Discord's new changes? Discord made some changes. So I don't know if everybody's noticed. I'm back at Lux's desk. My Mac setup no longer allows me to when I screen share into Discord no longer allows my Mac to share the audio. It's just a little change that Discord made to be an extra big middle finger to us Mac users. Again, this is further squashing on my dreams of doing music streams and showing you guys how I make music. I make my music on Mac devices, and if I can't screen share the audio, how am I going to do this? It was already being laggy as all hell. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to maybe look into alternatives for this doing what I want to do. I might have to have a different set of apps that I use or something, like Zoom instead of Discord, if you will, to do something that's maybe open forum, but also where I'm making music. Again, my dream is to show you guys, how I get through writer's block and things like that, and just show you guys what I like to do, what I do, which is compose music. I sit and compose music. It's my favorite thing to do. I chop up time and space and deliver it to you guys, and I really want it to be a part of the channel. And it's been fucking difficult. Now Discord won't let me do it. But I'm going to figure this out. I'm about to the point I'm just going to set up a streaming setup that's just a microphone to my monitors, my speakers, and you guys can hear what I'm up to in whatever shite quality, and then release the song as quick as I can. Just little things I want to do in that realm. That's been my goal for a minute. And it's just, man, Discord keeps making it harder. Mac keeps getting in beefs with this kind of YouTube, Twitch world of streaming. Like, it just seems like they don't give a damn about it. It's even been difficult to edit video on a Mac lately. Like, iMovie's gone to hell, which is weird. That's like that's like Paint, something that comes stock with your Mac. So, I don't know. I know I'm not moving my music production stuff over to a PC rig. I don't like it. I don't know anything about that world. I've done it for a bit with like some dance music. I'm sure there's some dance music releases you guys could find. That's me on a PC rig. But
I don't even think I've touched a Mac in like 10 years.
A lot of people are that way, man, particularly gamers. And, a lot of the streaming bandwidth, I think, is going to online gamers, which they're using PC rigs, which that's what I game on. I game on a PC rig. So I have like a little gaming rig and I have a little production suite. But they hate talking to each other. They hate working together. They don't. And if you try to do everything off of a Mac, it's just 80 more steps compared to a PC to do anything shareable. It's weird. That that's still there, but maybe Mac just doesn't have the developers to compete. One thing I like about the PC world is the open sourceness of it. You can, if you can't find something that works for you, you might find a homebrew operating system that you prefer. And while you can do that with a Mac, I feel like there's just more steps involved. And so I'll use an out-of-the-box Mac with Logic Pro and make music. That's what but I, for the life of me, cannot stream and do Logic at the same time with that computer. It just will not let me.
They make Logic for PC now, don't they?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked into it in a while. The last time I really hopped into the PC recording world was Cubase, which Cubase is a great product. It's a fine product. It's also cross-compatible. Was one of the first DAWs that was cross-compatible between multiple forms of DAW. But a big issue is, I have over 200 songs stashed in like Mac Logic, and I don't know if it moves over, to anything else but Logic on a Mac.
Yeah, short of exporting stems and then reapplying all of your effects, I don't think it'll crosstalk that well.
Yeah. Like that's so I know whatever I move to, it would have to be Logic, because that's where all of my back catalog is right now. All of it. Everything I have working, all of my masters, it's all Logic files. Which, you know, I've moved a bunch over, like the stuff that I plan on finishing within the next year. And I just keep I keep all the heavy metal there too. Like the dream is to just release the stuff that people like, and then just slowly retire into the just the craziest shit. You know, just death metal, Zappa style shit, whatever I feel like. But I'll probably always be around to score people's lonely, sad times too. I think that's also just a lane. Me as a composer, that's just where I'm at. I'm not the making you guys sad. So that's that. Now back to COVID though. One thing I've noticed, and it started to hit the news cycles, is everybody is talking about upgrading their masks. Everybody's talking about going back to the N95s. Have you heard anything about this, Justin?
I've been seeing some, picture graph type crap, but nothing real official.
Yeah. I still worry about supply chain issues when the news says shit like that, because next thing you know, we have a shortage.
There at the beginning of all this, doctors couldn't get it because too many normies went out and bought them thinking they needed them.
That's why I thought I'd let all the Murkies know as soon as I heard too, like, hey, there might be a shortage. I'm not saying be the people that hoarded them, but if
don't panic hoard.
Yeah, but if you are a panic hoarder, now is the time. If you're going to be that normie now, I guess. I have an option for you guys. It's we have the MURKdis logo is now on a COVID mask available in the merch store, and it has a pocket where you can put filtration. So if you want to, wear it over an N95 and have a pocket, or put a bandana in it, whatever. If you want an extra filtration, it's got the pocket for it. I hope it stays a valid option and they don't move strictly back to like the N95 thing. Now, I'm pretty sure, Lux, was it you that said while I was sick that like where you're working is moving back to N95 only?
Yes.
N95 only.
For employees, yeah, we have to wear N95.
Yeah. So check it out, gang. And also feel free to rep the MURKdis logo, man. Angel made that logo and I love it. That design logo design. I'm back. But get vaxxed, people. That shit's the truth.
I've got a show you might like.
Ooh, what do you got?
It's called Archive 81.
Archive 81. Let me write that down in my notes.
It's on Netflix.
Archive 81 on Netflix. What is it about?
To not give anything away, someone gets asked to fix up some old tapes, like archival footage.
Oh.
That was like they found in a fire, like after a place had burned down, and it gets wild.
Oh.
It gets wild.
Oh.
One of the I know made some props for it. That's how I found out about it.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm excited about that. Okay. See,
Super old order kind of stuff. It's wild.
I'm loving it already, dude. I've been looking for something that's I'm waiting for new Peacemaker to come out. I've fallen in love with the show Peacemaker on HBO Max.
Not familiar with that one.
It's John Cena reprising his role as Peacemaker from the most recent James Gunn-led Suicide Squad picture. And it is hilarious. You can tell what I love about this Peacemaker series. They released the first 3 episodes as like a premiere at one time, and now they're making us wait weekly for the rest of the series, which is fine. That's fine. I'm down to do that. It gives me something to maybe do a weekly review on the channel about. But it's written from the you can tell it's written by James Gunn after, like, during the time when he was kicked out of Marvel, when he was viewed as problematic. So Peacemaker is this problematic main character. He's got a reputation for being racist. And it's just an interesting take on a superhero show. I guarantee you guys will like it. I couldn't plug superhero content on HBO Max more, man. Doom Patrol and Peacemaker. That's some good writing. I like good writing. And I'm excited to check out Archive 81, dude. I'm pumped about this. I love a good found footage anything too. It's a theme you guys will probably notice on the stream. If some interesting found footage stuff shows up, I'll check it out, man. I'm a truffle pig for it, dude. I love it. Okay, man. Let's jump forward to some of the news. Some of the news from while I've been sick, I guess. Honestly, the only thing I want to touch back on, the only thing I've really missed being able to talk about as it was breaking, was the hostage situation in Colleyville, Texas, at the Bay Israel synagogue. Followed the story as it happened, thanks to Lux, and I kind of have a little bit of a where, who, and a why. If anybody cares to hear an explanation of the story, I don't know if anybody's heard about it. Again, a man interrupted religious services at a synagogue Saturday evening. Held 4 people hostage, and then demanded to the police the release of his sister, a woman named Afa Sadiq. She was given an 86-year sentence, and she, I believe, is Al-Qaeda related. So he was an Islamist extremist. And again, where did this happen? This happened in Colleyville, Texas, in the Bay Israel synagogue. The why, Afa Sadiq, she's, currently in custody. And a lot of Islamic extremists, they view her as like an entertainment type of character. They're slapping the martyr flag on her. They're demanding her freedom, or one of the, that's the why. Now, the who, the guy who did this was a British national named Malik, Faisal Akram. And Malik, I'm assuming, is like a lot of Islamic British nationals, for some reason in the news, that were pulled to Islamic extremism, view every synagogue as part of the same kind of anti-Semitic Zionist, not their conspiracy, and thought that this would be a good way to get the release of Afa Sadiq. It's not. It wasn't a good, that's obviously. It's the actions of a deranged person. Notable things from the situation. In Colleyville, Texas, there's also a Islamic culture center and mosque. And the leader of that Islamic culture center and mosque is friends with the rabbi who was being held hostage. And this is a demographic of cross-communication on the ground that it's an example of what I've talked about on the show in the past. In the rants page, you'll see I was pretty upset when Trump accused most American Jews of not caring about Israel. And it's, we don't care about a conservative Israel. We don't particularly, we're two-state solution people. We would like there to be peace. And the man who's being held captive was an arbiter of peace. In his community, he did his best to bring peace between these two Abrahamic faiths, which is what there needs to be. We need to talk to each other. We need to be friends. And, not only did Malik fail in his attempt to get anybody freed from jail, he did nothing but bring those two communities closer. The people who actually participate in those communities, they're going to be closer. They're both having to deal with now the repercussions of this whole situation, which notably it's caused anti-Semitics to speak out. Anti-Semites have come out of the woodwork and taken to, their usual shitheel rhetoric. But also Islamophobia has shown back up. Now, we're a nation still post 9/11 where Islamophobia, I feel like, that's a fire that can spread and is dangerous. It's dangerous and it's dangerous fast. And I remember being a child watching my community not trust anybody from the Middle East, assuming they were related to some kind of terrorist organization, no matter their religion. Sikh people, Buddhists from India. There were people being discriminated against that. Islamophobia quickly grows into just a fire of outward racism, in my opinion, in America. And I worry about that. And again, Malik has now caused a certain amount of that against his own people. And I couldn't condemn actions. If you're trying to get someone's freedom, holding people hostage is probably not the way to go about it. It caused further segregation. And right here, it did it at a very significant time, at a very significant date for America. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And this is when we should be celebrating the life of a man who helped dismantle segregation. Not doing things to further it for any community. Any community. I don't care what oppressed group you are a part of. Outward violence will never be the answer in today's society, not if you want to make your point. Build better, build bigger, and stay away from people who are telling you to do the opposite, in my opinion. I would never tell people to take up arms for anything I believe. But again, there's kind of a reason for the day. There's a reason everyone gets today off, right? It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Born January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. He was assassinated April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. And that's the kind of figure your oppressed group needs. That's my takeaway from the whole thing. I found it interesting that MLK shows up at the end of me following a hostage situation on the news. But it turned into more than just a hostage situation. I watched the bloated political side of the news on both extremes, and I watched it bloat the way that it does about this situation. To the point the PM of Israel was talking about it, the president addressed the situation. This is a tremendous amount of light being shined on the situation, and if you have any latent Islamophobia, do not take it out on people. Don't take it out on people. If you're an anti-Semite, I'm not sure why you're still watching my channel, but don't hold up a synagogue. And that's my rants for the day, guys. That was my planned everything. That's my shebang. That's the business. Now I want to hear from you guys. I want to know how everybody's doing. Let's see if we can't open up this text chat here in just a minute. What do we got here? Oh, we got Anna, we got Dr. Baby. What's going on, guys? What up, Jameson? What up, Rock? Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day today. No, no, Dr. Baby. Absolutely not. Christy, huh? I don't know what that is. What word? I've been pretty wound up this morning about the repercussions from the hostage situation in Colleyville, Texas. Like, oh, thank you, Anna. I do feel better. I do. Again, it brings out the worst of both sides. It brings out the Islamophobia. It brings out the anti-Semitism. It's the worst. It's the worst. I can't stand it. There's a new trial going on, Christy says. Chad Harrelson. Let me put it in my... Since it came from you, Christy, let me put it down here. Harrelson. See if we can't find some info on the guy. See what he's on trial for. Dr. Baby, is that really exactly where you're from? Colleyville? Oh my. Erica, I'm feeling a lot better. I feel actually healthier in a way. I had time for my body to build back up, so I took a break from the channel for a bit, released some lost tapes into the reviews page or into the reviews playlist, and I feel a lot better. I'm still a little shook up by the crazy dreams. I won't lie. It was almost like traumatic dreams. It was crazy. I felt like I had a genuine alien invader in my body. Yeah, I'm feeling so much better. How are you guys feeling? My peoples that also had COVID. Erica, John, how are you guys feeling? You tested negative? I had my first negative test today. And I'm feeling healthy. Damn, Dr. Baby, that's right. Colleyville, Texas. I knew it was Texas, Dr. Baby. Good, much better. Good. Question, Erica, did you have any strange respiratory ick? Did you have any respiratory issues? Did you end up with the cough? Because I felt like I didn't really have the cough like I could have. I've had way worse respiratory infections. I will say that. I almost died in California one time, and that was the worst respiratory infection of my life. Turns out I'm allergic to the redwoods, and I was camping in the redwoods. Oh, Dr. Baby's positive but feeling better. Good. Good. Hey, man. Hydrate. Hydrate. Meditate.
Hydrate means water, not coffee or soda.
It means water. Oof. She had the cough. Yeah, random short breaths, like she couldn't catch it. Erica. Okay, so Erica had some crazy symptoms going on. I had all the things that were around a respiratory infection, but no actual respiratory infection. Like, my body kept doing that thing like it was like I had taken a hit of acid. Like, my shit would open up and I was like, what's happening? Why do my ears would pop? And all the little markers I have that are like, oh, I have a respiratory thing going on. Or, oh, I can't catch my breath. Anna says breathing fast feels like can't catch the breath. No fever though, says Eric. See, I had a fever. I straight up had a fever. My body tried to sweat it out pretty fast. I'm still under a thick blanket and get the shivers really bad. Yeah, Erica, it's really weird how everyone gets different symptoms. That's why I think I think this thing came from that Wuhan lab. I think this came from a lab. I've never been sick like that. And not like it was bad, but in the it was fucking weird. It's the weirdest sickness I've ever had. One of my sister ends up with it. Now, if my sister catches it, we got to talk to one of my sisters, because I have a sister that's caught everything that's come through. She's caught H1N1. She had all of it. She's everything crazy. Not mad cow, but like everything else but mad cow. My sister had a weird Roman, like there's no current modern day medical term for it, skin affliction. It was like teardrop on a rose petal syndrome or some shit.
Everything you can actually recover from.
Yeah, yeah. Everything you can actually recover from, or, would leave like a shingles-like marker in your blood or some shit. Which is just bizarre. But we do have the occasional, like, long strand DNA going on in my family, This last year, I lost my great-grandmother, which made her a living great-great-grandmother. She was a great-great-grandmother who held her great-great-grandchildren. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Speaking of DNA, did you hear about the Neanderthal gene that's making some people not get as bad of symptoms?
No. Really?
Yeah, apparently people with a specific gene that was inherited by Neanderthal, they experience dramatically lesser symptoms.
Huh. Neanderthal gene. See, there must be something genetic to the way it fucks with people. Because different people get different. I don't know, man. I'm feeling a commonality. But I've had weird dreams and symptoms and, Oh, yeah. Yeah, Erica. 12-hour intervals? Okay, so you guys were sleeping hard too. Fuck. Man, it was the sleep that got me. That was because I could wake up and not realize it had been 12 hours. And feel like garbage. And feel like I hadn't slept. Like if a military got that ish, they're out of commission, dude. They're flying drones at half capacity at best. That's all you muster up, dude. It was bad. We did a few streams. We've been playing Destiny 2 on Lux's channel. And, that's about all I could muster. It was like a few hours up until today. And today I'm probably I'm not going to do like a big 4-hour stream or anything like that. I'm going to do like an hour, edit some content out of it, and probably play a video game or something later. But, Danny Dunn asked, no out-of-body experiences. No out-of-body experiences. No out-of-body experiences. No actual bad respiratory infection. Just felt crazy. Like, Erica says she heard the same for typo blood. Erica, did you eat a ton? I was hungry as piss. I did at one point eat a double cheeseburger from a really dope burger place down the road toward the end of this thing, and I normally can't eat that much at one time. Yeah, so hungry, Erica. Yeah, no, it was like my body was, and I was listening to my body. I do that anyway, but I could tell I needed citrus and at one point meat. I would have eaten a cow raw, I think. I really would have. It'd be funny if this is a botched attempt at making a zombie virus. Bo had mad cow. Yeah, I think my father did have mad cow. I think my father had mad cow. Man. Can't even. Oh. But I think the iron is probably a big part of why I wanted the beef. Wanted the beef really bad. Yeah, my dad would. My dad would get back out. He also somebody that'll catch anything. My father has been bitten by every poisonous snake natural to our state. Every poisonous animal native to Arkansas, my father has been bitten by. He's had
Probably a couple that aren't.
Probably a couple that aren't. Yeah, probably some transplants. John B. How are you feeling, my brother?
Greetings and hallucinations.
That is an accurate greeting. That is an accurate greeting, brother. This COVID was a wild ride. How did it treat you, though?
Well, I got to admit, I didn't get all the symptoms people usually talk about, but I did get this fatigue that I've still got, man. It's a pain in the ass. I can barely crawl out of bed. I have to go to work, and it just sucks, man. I don't know how much longer that's going to go on, but thank God I'm still alive. That's all that matters, you know? So, just wanted to mention something to you real quick. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad. But aside from that, so I'm laying in bed watching a lot of television or a lot of YouTube, whatever, and case from a couple of days ago. It was interesting. You guys have probably already discussed it, but I just got here. So that sheriff that's in Florida, I think, he's got a real personality. I mean, you played him before.
Gardy.
He comes out to do publicity or whatever, a press conference, and he tells it like it is. Like he showed a picture of a lady. He goes, "Let me tell you about this piece of work." You know, he kind of reminds you of a Tommy Lee Jones type, you know. And he proceeds to tell us a story about how this woman, this piece of work, was lit up. She was trashed. She was pickled. Okay, she had been drinking since 3:30 in the afternoon, and now it was 7:30, and she headed to a Wawa, attempting to buy something to eat.
Oh,
she was so fucked up that the employees at the Wawa tried to take her keys from her, so they couldn't get them. So she went into the bathroom and threw up all over herself. They called the cops. The cops showed up and said, "Well, look, we don't want to take you in. If you can get a ride, we'll let you go." So she calls her friend, who was the lady who had been drinking with her all afternoon. She gets there. They test her. Somehow she got okayed. She wasn't that messed up, apparently. So she says she's going to take the chick home. Well, she doubles back after the cops leave. She goes into the Wawa. She convinces them to give her the keys. She has somebody else to drive the woman's car. She goes out. She gives the keys to the lady who owned the car, who's shit-faced. Okay. 10 minutes later, that lady is going down the highway, and she smashes into a truck where a dude was on the side of the road exchanging insurance information from a little fender bender he had just gotten into. Okay. She smashes into him, kills that guy. Okay. And now she's in jail looking at a manslaughter charge. And they're busting the friend because the friend went back in and lied and got the keys and gave them to her. So they're blaming her as much. I just was blown away, man. I couldn't believe it, you know? So anyway, that's my day.
Dang, man.
Yeah. So that sheriff guy came out to tell you this story, and he's just funny, man. He comes out and he says,
"Is it Grady or Gardy?" I think it's Gardy.
I think so. And he comes out and he just says, "This woman was beyond S-faced, if you know what I mean. She was pickled." And gets laughs from the audience. He goes, "But it's a serious thing, you know." So anyway, so that was what I was checking out. Then I've been following that court case for that dude who dismembered his parents.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He killed him and dismembered him. Chandler somebody, right?
Yes.
And the funny thing is, okay, two cases that I paid a little attention to in the last couple of weeks. Something that I only noticed because I'm sober. Okay, and I'm going to make this statement that I'm going to go on my way, man. I got to get ready for work. But anyway, okay. Well, these two cases that I followed, one is the kid who dismembered his parents. The other is a lady who worked at a store retail store selling very expensive leggings. Okay, they got a brand name. They're called like Lexators or something. Anyway, really expensive stuff. She's loading her pocketbook up every day with these expensive leggings. Okay, and just expensive stuff. Her manager busts her. Okay, finds out she's been doing this, is going to fire her or whatever. Okay, and going back to the kid who dismembered his parents. In both of these cases, if you follow me, okay, people, okay, took a situation that was bad, but it wasn't, inconsolable. It wasn't, unredeemable.
Yeah.
Okay, they might have gotten into a little trouble. And in the case of the kid who did his parents in, from what I understand from Jameson, the thing was he had been lying to his parents about how he was doing in school, and he had been skipping school all this time. Okay, so rather than, and in the case of the lady, she knew that her boss was going to bust her and probably fire her for stealing these leggings. Okay, so in both of those cases, instead of thinking it over and saying, well, what's the worst that could happen? They decided, you know what, I'll have to kill him. Yeah. And went right to that solution. And it reminds me of an old Saturday Night Live bit they used to do when phone call IDs first came out. Okay, they did commercials for that, and they have like some crook calls an innocent housewife and says, "Hey, Mrs. Jones, we want to give you your prize, but we're just going to need your credit card number." And she answers, "Well, hello, 34502. I know you're up to no good." And the dude panics and hangs up the phone real quick. Okay, that's in the real commercial. In the Saturday Night Live version, okay, it's Phil Hartman. The lady, he calls the lady. The lady says, "Yeah, I know you're a crook. I know your number." So he hangs up real quick and he goes, "Damn, I'm gonna have to kill her now." Okay, so that kind of illustrates what I'm getting from. I used to do the same thing, okay, when I was still drinking and stuff, okay, and using, okay, and that is that a little situation got blown way out of proportion by me because I thought what I came up with was a better plan.
Yep.
So this lady, what she thought that, you know what I'll do? So she got the manager, she convinced her manager to come back to the store, that she forgot her wallet or something. The manager unlocks the door, they go in, and she proceeds to take a fixture from the store and beat the woman to death. And then she faked the crime scene and told the cops it was two dudes and they tried to rape them, and she punched herself in the face so she looked like she was hurt. All this shit. She went to all that trouble rather than just take a simple shoplifting charge.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. It blows my mind.
Some people go out of their way. That's how I felt about, people like Malik, the guy who held up the Colleyville synagogue. It's like, dude, you did nothing but you did dirty by the standards of both teams you're fighting, by both teams, the one you're fighting against and the one you're fighting for. Like, he did nothing but destructive bullshit to both sides.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Yeah,
this is crazy. It's just, I can't understand, and I mean, I don't mean to sound like I'm better than, because like I said, I wish I could think of an example. Lucky for you, I can't. But I've done something. Oh yeah, well, I got drunk that time I told you guys about, and I went into a toy store at a mall, and I took a stack of models that were in these 3-foot sized boxes. Okay, I stacked them up. I could barely see over them. I took them out of the store. I went to my buddy's car. I got away with it, okay? I was throwing them in the trunk, and then I realized I didn't get any glue. I could have gotten glue anywhere in town, right? But I decided I'm going to go back in there and get some glue. And not only that, but I'm going to take the models back in with me so they can see why I need some glue. And I was drunk. Yeah. And I was promptly caught, okay? Yeah. See, I could have go a lot better had I just been thinking straight, But anyway, if I was thinking straight, maybe I would have done it.
Hey, when logic fails, man, hey, that's look, it drunk logic is there. It's the absence of logic. It's raw want and action. Yeah.
I heard a comedian say that when you drink and you black out, okay, it's like doing activities with a nap, okay? And he also said that when you black out from drinking, it's because what's left of your rational brain is going, okay, listen, I'm out of here, okay? You're about to go fuck a goat. I'm not going to be involved in this. See you later. And leave you blacked out. And I survived that whole trip to DC, driving around in a blackout. And how I didn't kill anybody or kill myself or my friend, I'll never know. But I mean, these are the kind of stupid decisions we make. But I just couldn't believe it.
I got a few different lost evenings that I'm really happy nothing crazy happened, and
I mean, this kid's discovered skipping school, and he decides the answer to the problem is kill the parents.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. You
Yeah.
know? But listen, I'll see you later, my friend. I got to go to work.
Hey, you take her easy, John B.
I'm glad you're better, man. See you later.
I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better too, my man. Hey, everyone, send some love to John B. Thank you so much for popping in, brother. People overreacting, and it's you can't tell someone they're overreacting when they're in a delusional state either. Like the guy who's dismembered his parents, this Chandler cat. There's, in my opinion, in the moment, there's almost nothing you could probably say to that person to make them realize their opinion, their position is illogical and not right. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't try. So if you guys notice anybody out there being pulled toward extremism or acting irrationally, or you can tell their decision-making faculties are compromised, reach out to them. Be their Spock. Be the Spock to their Kirk, man. Let them know they're not necessarily on the ship by themselves. That's my biggest piece of advice, is be there for people, man. Let them know it's, hey, you don't sound like you're acting right. Let's pop back over here to the text chat for just a minute with the show today, guys. Let's see, we have Christy asking about the tsunami. Yep. We've heard about the tsunami. San Francisco, if you guys are... hope you guys are alright. Hope the West Coast is going to be alright. Floods are horrible. Tsunamis are horrible. A lot of volcanic activity, something that's also been kind of a theme on the show and on the stream. Something we pay attention to here at MURKradio is seismic activity, man. You better believe my news algorithm told me about that. Did you guys see that underwater shot of the volcano erupting? That was impressive. By impressive, I mean scary, frightening, the majesty of nature, man. If anything deserves majesty in your mind, don't let it be the Kardashians, man. Nature is pretty wild. The universe can be pretty crazy and majestic and just powerfully frightening. Yeah, cool and devastating. It was wild, Erica. It was a crazy volcanoes, dude. Volcanoes, dude. We have a whole new chunk of Spain in our lifetime now. A whole new chunk of
something so powerful and crazy it required the invention of a new god.
Yeah. When the universe's hand is so heavy that us mortals deify it in a new way, man. Absolutely. What Hamilton said about the hurricane in the Caribbean? It was a destruction so immense it could strike astonishment in the eyes of angels or some shit like that. It was, something that's like celestially majestic but terrifying. Erica, Kardashians. Please tell me why people are fascinated with them. Like, I'm being honest, not mean. Why? What is the draw? You want me to explain the Kardashians real quick? I like the Kardashians.
It's fucking wild, that's why.
I've been keeping up with the Kardashians since season 1. I've been here. I've been there. I watched season 1 and 2 with my dad. How about that? Two grown men watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Number 1, booty. You show up for the big Armenian butts. I'm not gonna hide that. That's why I showed up. It's not why I stayed. Stayed through season 3 for Scott Disick. And Courtney's an OG. I don't know. I feel like you got to keep an eye on them Armenian witches, dude. They might get you, dude. They got magic up their sleeves. Them Kardashians, I don't trust them. By that I mean, please produce anything I do. I'll make art with your money. Oh, Debbie missed you. Yes, there's Debbie. Big tsunami warning for Italy. Yeah, we need to check on Zimmy. Zimmy posted a dope beat earlier today on Instagram. And I think I rolled a little too late to catch him today. But still keeping up with Zimmy, man. We need to check. I'll check on him. We need to get him some gator meat. We've been Insta-fam. But man, I think he's probably surely a little bummed about all this new COVID nonsense, you know? Erica, are they good producers? Not like music producers, but they're wealthy people, Erica. So, you know, a good producer sometimes is just somebody who invested in the right thing. So, yeah, they got deep pockets for sure. And, you know, I respect that kind of drip, you know? But good producers, I don't know. I know that they're technically EPs on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, at least in the later seasons. So, yeah, they have connections and stuff too, Erica. Yeah, no, they know everybody. They know everybody now. They are American royalty, whether we like it or not. We did that. We did that with the application of social majesty. We did that at the Kardashians, and I again find it endlessly fascinating. I'll keep up with the Kardashians. I'm excited for their new series. They're done with the E series on E Entertainment. They have a Hulu original coming out, and I'm gonna keep up with it. I'm gonna watch it. What up, Alley Cats? Oh yeah, how are you, Allie? I'm recovering, exhausted, but I've got a pot roast in a crock pot, and I feel pretty good about it. I'm cooking up roast in a crock pot, or whatever the Migos said. I've been feeling so much better. It's really good to hear from everybody today. I know I said I'd stay away from the text chat, but boy, could I not help it today. Boy, could I not help it. You'll probably see me back away from it more and more at the start of shows. And it's, you know, when if I got something going on, if I got somebody popping in and they're real talkative in the Discord, I'm probably going to bounce out of the text chat and stuff. But I'm going to make sure to keep the Let's Chat graphic and give y'all make sure we got time. You know, I got to let all them lurkers know, like, I don't, you know, there's some people chime in. I'm like, you're not a regular. I don't know you. And then the whole bar looks at him like, the fuck, you know? I'm there just wiping the counter like, the fuck is this asshole doing in here? You know, like yeah. But what up, Alley Cats? How's the weather in everybody's part of the world? I want to hear about the weather. Justin, is it true that it is snowy?
It's not snowing anymore, but we had about 6-ish, maybe a little more inches.
What?
I'll post a picture in the Discord later.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, my baby mama got COVID, but my son did not, and I have not been able to see this Arkansas snow yet. But I heard about it. I heard about it while I was sick, and I had a dream about snow. It's weird. I woke up in Arkansas. It was snowing, baby. I was like, ooh, I felt it. I felt it happen back home. Also, this time last year, I think I was also snowed in, and it was miserable. It was horrible. I was snowed in the shack I had inherited.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
The Arctic vortex or whatever that hit up.
Yeah. Ooh, below zero the last 4 days for Erica. Lux is here, Allie. I think she's holding down the text chat and working. I don't know. I'm probably cutting off something she's actively typing. Not too bad in England. Good, Debbie. Hey, I'm glad it ain't no 6 inches of snow here in the desert. Good Lord, I'd lose my mind if it was like a historic, you know. Got 18 last night, Rock. Oh my gosh, Rock. I knew you was here, Rock. I love you, by the way. Glad you're here. Another reason I'm going to make sure I kind of peek into the text chat every now and then is our man's. Our man's rocks. I got part of the way through this stream and it was like, well, I can't see my man's. What about Rock? He holds it down every time in the text chat. I gotta open it up at least for the end of the show, so when I'm leaving, I see like you had a good show. Like if I don't get that was a good stream from Rock, I kind of mark it up as like that might have been a bad stream. It might have been a bad one. In a t-shirt today, yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna see if I can't convince Lux to go on a walk with me later or something. Now that I'm COVID negative and I'm not a danger to anyone around me. Another thing that sucked about COVID, man, I kept feeling guilty. Like I kept seeing every face.
Convince. The fuck you mean?
Yeah.
Nah, we're going.
Talk you into it.
I'm taking you outside today.
Gotta get outside.
You need some air.
I miss it so bad. I wish it was the summertime. I love the summer in Tucson, man. I love the summer here. I love it. I love 107. Sizzling. Hot. Love it. Can't take this cold shit, dude. I can't. It gets to 40 degrees. I am bitching. I'm bitching. I'm about bitching about it. It's a little cold. I think that's probably a good reason that my attitude changed a little bit in the stream before I got sick too. I'm so sick of the cold. Grumpy Gus in it. Got your heat turned back on. What, Allie? What went out in your heater? And why did it take them a week to get that shit going? Dude, because the most common thing that goes out in most central like heating units in the when you go from warm weather to cold weather and you kick your heater on for the first time is a piece called a fusible link in a lot of apartment complexes and residential homes. This fusible link is a very cheap, tiny part that's easy to fix and takes no time at all. And I've known AC repairmen to do 30, 40 in a day. What the hell? How did it take them a week to probably just change a fusible link? But they just got that shit on quicker. I had to fix a lot of heaters in the wintertime. Doing maintenance in Arkansas, I was the emergency call guy. I'd get the call, you put on your coveralls, you get in a golf cart. I'd whip around in the ice in a golf cart and fix your heater for you. Boy, wouldn't that be weird? I'm the guy that shows up when you make the emergency call. Could you guys imagine being on the other side of that door? And I'm like, yeah, my golf cart's still spinning. Like, I'm here to fix it. Did you hear about Joe Byron? End up in a 2-hour conversation with the resident. I used to do that all the time. Really, it's because your building's got an old building does it every year. Yeah, when it gets freezing. That's crazy. I wonder if you have some kind of, sounds like you have a large, like somebody has to actively kick it over into heat or something. I've done work on Aeon units and things like that. Big AC units you'd strap to a big commercial spot. And those are crazy. When you kick them over from AC to heat, there's like an old school board that plugs into it and you type some code into it and this flame shoots out. It's cool. So it's an interesting process. You normally do it on a rooftop too, which is always fun. Done some work on a rooftop. On multiple rooftops. Yeah. I'll get up on a roof. I don't like it, but I'll get up there. Cold snow and rain and wind in Philly. Yeah. Word, Anna. Fuck that. No, I'm going to walk. I'm going to enjoy this weather. I'm assuming we got something beautiful going on in Tucson, right? Is it beautiful today?
Like, it's not cold, but it's not super hot.
Okay. I need sunbeams. I need sunshine. I need it. I need some sunshine. Lord. But I'm going to go out on that sentiment. I hope you guys can maybe get some sunshine, even if you got to use some kind of magnified glass to pull it out of a cloudy day. Catch you a sun ray, dude. Treat yourself. I want to. It's thank yous time. Thank you, Justin. Justin, if you get a moment, take a walk outside live stream. At some point, I'll probably do something like that. Probably, yeah. Discord in on a walk. I want to say I've Discorded on the train on the stream before. Maybe. But Justin, yes, well, if you get a second here in right now's, plug your everything. I really like the shears that you just made.
I've still got most everything turned off, so I
Gotcha.
probably plan on reopening in February.
Gotcha. Everybody stay tuned for a reopening from the Forge, dude. I'm pumped. I'm liking the route you're going down, too. Something about the look of that material. He's dipping into almost like, and maybe just as kind of a big artsy assumption to make from the shears, but like Nordic meets Americana in a cool way. Does that make sense?
That's pretty close. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm making is for people in the Pennsylvania Dutch community, so I mean that's more or less exactly what you just summed up.
Yes, yes. Well, you're nailing it. You're hitting the prompt 100% in that regard. You're really like, there's a style that you're in that's I'm endlessly fascinated by it. I love it. I love it when you send me stuff that you're working on. It makes me pumped. I genuinely like. I get this. I do the zoom in. Like normally when you send me a photo of something you've worked on, I get the and don't be nervous about this, but I do the double thumb like immediately, like, ooh, let's look at that. Ooh. Try to deduce like every little potential hammer strike, stuff like that. Man, you do good work, and it's just getting better and better and better. It's really cool.
Well, thank you.
Really cool watching you. It's something I was really into when I was a kid, man. It takes me back to my grandpa every time too. Makes me think of family at home and the Shield brothers. And, I love you guys. I'm gonna thank Lux. She walked off, but everybody be sure to subscribe to Lux's YouTube channel, Queen Lux, Queen with a V instead of a U, I believe. You can type in Lux Plays. We've played Little Nightmares and stuff on her channel. If I'm on a video game, I'm probably gonna do it from her channel. And I've been really feeling some Destiny 2 lately, man. That's a pretty decent game. I'm not mad at it. So if anybody wants to play Destiny with us, hit me up in the Discord, man. I am down to play Destiny with anybody. We're playing it on PC, but I think it's cross-platform if you got an Xbox or anything. First-person shooter style, but kind of vibing like an MMO. But we'll get some air, gang. I love you all endlessly.
Love you too.